Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Column Connection. I'm Will, joined as always by the Fossil down there in Patterson Lakes. Fossil, how are we feeling the Friday night before the huge Anzac Day clash at the MCG tomorrow?
Yeah, not too bad, William. Yeah, fairly relaxed, but yes, it's going to be a huge game, and the weather's going to be absolutely magnificent. So there will be no excuses, and I'm sure the Magpie Army, I think they'll get 100,000 easy, William. I think it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. So hopefully the Pies can keep on their winning streak, and it'll be a tough game, but hopefully they can bring home the chocolates for us, Will.
Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed. Got the win on the board last week, so hopefully that's that momentum starter we need. 3-3, so not too bad, but obviously we'd like a win tomorrow and then go on from there because we've got a pretty tough draw after the Bombers. And we'll get to, well, speaking of the Bombers, they found some form, of course, Fossil leading into Anzac Day. So I was just going to say that the time has changed. It's now 3:20 at the MCG Fossil, so it's been pushed back 5 minutes. It had something to do with the game in Tasmania, and it couldn't start before a certain time, so pushed back to 3:20 tomorrow, Saturday. There's four Anzac Day games this year, something a bit different, but. Yeah, the Bombers, they were struggling 3 weeks ago. Some supporters I work with even questioned whether they'd have a winless season or not. They thought they'd really struggle, but the last 2.5 games have really stuck it up the Dogs and Suns and got pretty close. Well, not close to the Dogs, but they battled well in the second half, and then they absolutely belted Melbourne in gather rounds. So they've found some good form. And their changes this week, the outs, there's one big one in Jordan Ridley. He's got a calf injury and he's been pretty good for them lately. So that's one positive. Hopefully he's all right, but it's a positive for the Pies in this one. And Jade Gresham is omitted. The ins for them is a young forward Sharp, and Jackson Pryor is the one to come in to replace Ridley down back. And Fossil those Collingwood changes.
Yeah, there's only the two, Will. Yeah, DeGoey and Sidebottom come back, which I'm sure they'll welcome back with open arms. And unfortunately, Allen's been dropped and Long's been rested, Will. So I don't know whether he's getting a bit weary or the body's a bit sore or a bit tired. I'm not quite sure. But so they're the changes for the Pies, two in and two out. So hopefully DeGoey and Sidebottom have got a lot of experience. So hopefully they'll go towards helping us win the game.
Exactly. And the key matchups for this week. So the one I picked is I'm assuming if he plays closer to goal and not further up the ground, but Kyle Langford, he has a pretty decent record against the Pies, and whether that's Houston, Quaynar, or Perryman, that's saying he plays closer to home. Whoever gets that matchup is in for a big day. Fossil, he last week hit top form with 21 disposals and 5 marks against the Suns. He didn't do any damage on the scoreboard. But if he's having that sort of impact and getting enough looks at it, I fear he might go back and kick a couple against us. And like I said, he's got a pretty good record. He stands at 192 centimeters, so it's that hard matchup between a tall and a small. But our back line has been pretty good, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But they want to be on their best game to keep him quiet this week. And who was your key matchup for this round?
Yeah, well, my catch up, William. I've gone a bit left field this week, mate. I'm going to put young Anderson. I'm going to get him to have a crack at the Essendon player and Merritt. And I think it'd be good learning experience. I know it's only his third game, but I think he could probably learn a lot. Follow Merritt wherever he goes, and he's going to see a lot of the ball because he does get 25 plus whether he's tagged or not. And I just thought, just out of left field, maybe give Anderson a go and just see how he goes against Merritt. I think it'd be a great learning experience, Will, and maybe they might do that.
Well, that man Merritt is absolutely owned Collingwood in recent years. When we did win the game, he generally has a pretty good game against us, and he's in top form again. 34 disposals last week, so he's going to be a pretty hard one to tag. But if he breaks even, Angus or anyone who does get that role, if they can break even with him, that I think they'll go a long way for us winning. The predictions we'll touch on from last week, Fossils. So both of us chose Nick Dacos to get the most touches, and that was pretty obvious it was going to happen by the fourth quarter. Jamie Elliott, you finally got him back into form, Fossil. You said he'll kick 3 goals, and for a second half burst that we had, that that came true. So well done there. Maybe you've got got the monkey off the back. I tipped Schultzy, so you never know. Maybe this week is Schultzy's week, but and the Magpies winning, of course. We don't worry about the margins, but the Magpies got the job done, so we're all happy. For this week, we'll do the Anzac Day medalist prediction. So I'm going for an old timer. I think Steele's Sidebottom this week, Fossil, for the Anzac Day medal. He's won it before, and he might just turn back the clock and give us another good showing there. Most goals, I've been knocking this guy in recent weeks, and I'm really hoping he can bring a good game. Tim Membry. I'm going to put him down for four, Fossil. I know you think he plays his best footy at Marvel, but if he does get his opportunities, he's got to take them. And I just like to see him get more involved early in the game. He just seems to go missing for big chunks of the contest, and he's our marking forward. So obviously the supply hasn't been that great this year, but also we can't afford players to go missing for 3 quarters. And he's bobbed up a couple of times, kicked 1 goal late, but it's not enough. He's kicked 9 for the year, so I'll give him his dues, but 4 of those were against the Giants. So hopefully Tim can find some form, and even if he's just playing his role, kicks a couple of goals, it'll go a long way for him and us, obviously getting the result done. But there's young forwards waiting to come in, and I think the Magpies will win by 15 points. Fossil, what about yourself?
Well, I'll tell you what, if he kicks 4 goals, we'll definitely win the game. I'm telling you now.
Let's hope
Houston.
so. Let's
No,
hope.
I'm going for, I think, Houston, William. I'm going for Houston to win the medal. I'm going Elliott with most goals. He's going to have a big one, Will. He's going to kick 4. Loves
What a
against the Bombers,
surprise.
right,
What a surprise there,
right,
Fossil.
right on the boundary line, William, on the boundary line, Will. He'll
Yep.
just slot one straight through the centre and win the game again. And I
Yep.
think the Pies will win by 27 points.
Oh,
I
so I
think
can't.
that sort of last week helped them, but like you said, they just get the ball in quickly, give them a chance, and then like I said, yeah. So I think yeah, Houston and the Pies by 27, and Alec with 4.
Well, that blistering footy we saw, obviously that's not easy to do or keep up for a whole game. But if they can show it, 10 to 15 minutes of that throughout each quarter, I think will go a long way for us finding our form that saw us win, a lot of games in a row last year, 14 and 2 at one point. So if they can find their form, Lipinski, Elliott, these type of guys, they finally clicked into gear. So hopefully it doesn't take them 3 quarters to warm up Fossil because the game might be over. But fingers crossed they can get the ball rolling and get straight into it. And the game day competition, guys, is up to $40. So we've had it going now for a couple of weeks, and some people have been very close. Last week, 3 of them were, I think, one disposal off Fossils. So very unlucky. They got the right amount of goals. So if you guys want to catch up on our competitions, it's on our Facebook page, which is called Flag Pies. If you go, you'll see it in our links of our YouTube channel as well. And as always, if you can like, subscribe, share it, and tell your friends. We just love to have more of the supporters on and giving us our feedback each week. We love talking about the pies, and we love to get your messages as well. So thank you everyone for that. Fingers crossed we can get that $40 voucher this week, Fossil.
Yeah, yeah, no. Like you said, Will, they've been fairly close. So if they stick at it, I'm sure somebody's going to snag it one day. But no, it's a good competition, Will, good competition, and that's right. If we get everybody involved, it'll be absolutely magnificent.
Well, let's calculate it. If we go another 16 rounds all the way to the last round of the year, it's going to be a decent sized voucher. So let's hope somebody gets it at some point. So or else we'll have to
Awesome.
change the rules a little bit. And I'm just going to finish off with a little quirky one for you, Fossil. I'll let everyone know that he's not aware of this, and I'm not sure if he'll quite understand, but I'll do my best to explain. So, Fossil, I want you to rank at random these next 5 Collingwood players. This is all time, so not current players. So I'm going to read out the
Mhm.
players' names, and you've got the
And I've got to
rankings.
rank them.
You got the rankings one
All
to five. I want you to rank them
right,
as I say the name. Okay.
righto.
First name Nick Dacos,
1.
number one. Number one, Nick
Yep.
Dacos. All right, Nick Dacos. Let's put that one in. All right, Scott Pendlebury.
2.
Oh, I don't know if you quite understand this, Fossil. I mean, it's all for argument's sake.
Well,
Uh,
just give us all the names. Give us the five names and
No, it's at random, Fossil. That's how this works. Peter Dacos.
1.
No, you have to rank them. You've already said Nick Dacos won.
Yeah, no, he'll go into three. Peter will be three.
You know what, Fossil, I should have already done this. I'm gonna share the experience just to show people. So we got our little ranking points here. So you said there. So Buckley and Coventry to finish off, Fossil.
Good strikers. Coventry was good, William. Coventry, then Buckley.
Well, it was an absolute disaster, Fossil. You nearly picked it exactly in order, so that's all right. Now you understand the concept. We'll try that again next week. All right?
All right, we will do. Well,
Well,
no, you should give us some names, William, and then I
that's
can go
not how.
bang,
That's not.
bang,
That's
bang, bang,
what. It's
bang.
a. It's a
I
blind ranking system, Fossil. It's not how this
Yeah,
works.
well, yeah, well, Fossil's blind anyways. That's why we've got glasses.
Fossils
All right, dude.
coming. Fossil's coming on 70, guys. So we'll cut him some slack,
I'll
and
tell,
at
I'll
least
tell you
you're.
what, they will. They're
Yep.
not bad, five bad players, are they?
Yeah, they're
Five pretty
pretty
good
good. I, I,
players.
I could
Yeah,
I could have picked a couple of older types. Maybe I'll do that just to help you out a bit, Fossil. Maybe
yeah,
more
get back in
players.
the day, Will.
60s, 70s, 80s. We'll go and do that next week. All right, we'll come back to that another day. It wasn't exactly a success, but that's all right. All right, guys. Fingers crossed the Maggies get the job done tomorrow. It's going to be a massive Anzac Day, and I like to watch the parade. I used to go along when I was in Melbourne, but it's a historic day and a good day for people to get along to. And the footy is the bonus part, really, with everything, all the march and everything that goes on. So, all right, guys, until next time, just like I said, like and subscribe and get on our Facebook page if you'd like to win our competition. So, go Pies Fossil and hopefully a nice win.
There you go, boys. Yeah, I think well, we need a big win tomorrow, so hopefully they can do well for the boys. And good luck. And the Anzac Day, I'm sure it's a very special day. And like you said, the football's top it off for everybody. So hopefully the boys can have a good win.
Exactly. All right, go Pies. See you guys.
Go,
Bye.
boys.